This one caught me off guard. Woo! Wow. I forgot about this one too. Hey, what's up, guys? EuroLeague season is finally over, and we have all the answers to any questions we had before the season. We have our champions, our individual award winners, and before the season, I made a video where I was asking the biggest questions of the upcoming EuroLeague season, the 2022-23 one, and now I'll be reacting to that video and try to answer those questions with the knowledge I have right now. So let's get into it. Whether you are a hardcore European basketball fan or just love the sport in general, the next EuroLeague season is a must-watch for everyone. So far, so true. Must-watch it was. Can Efes become the best EuroLeague dynasty ever? Straight away, I can say no, they didn't, but let's keep watching. But added another EuroLeague superstar forward, Will Clyburn, and first-class center Ante Žižić. Right after winning the championship last year, Coach Ataman started Efes' three-peat campaign, and we can expect him to make those bold statements again soon. Yeah, I mean, talking about Coach Ataman, he did make a lot of statements this season too, but this year it was more about how they're out, how they're finished, how they're not performing. So yeah, it kind of just reflects on the whole season of Efes. Didn't work out, the Žižić project didn't work out. And yeah, we have a situation where Ataman is leaving to Panathinaikos. So now I think Efes will see a lot of changes in the player department as well as the coaching, obviously. And we might see a completely new direction, but I'm not sure if it might be that successful as it was for the last few years. Can Nemanja Bjelica win back-to-back championships? Also, right away to answer the question, no, he couldn't. He did not win back-to-back in both EuroLeague and the NBA. Although we will see a completely new Fenerbahce squad, it will be led by one of the best European coaches, Dimitris Itoudis. Yeah, I mean, I said it, newly assembled squad, and that really showed because the team was very inconsistent throughout the season, like a roller coaster. I think if they build on this squad that they have right now for a few years, we might see what happened with Olympiacos, for example, where the team just knows how to play. Everyone's in the system. First year for Itoudis, not too bad, but also they could have been much higher. Olympiacos in the Final Four. Can they repeat it? I don't know about you guys, but yes, I would like to see Olympiacos making the Final Four again, just because of these fans.
AS Monaco have given absolutely everything.
Let's just pause it here. Yeah, the fans, I mean, second season in a row they delivered. This year around it wasn't as crazy as it was against Monaco last season, because when they won the Game 5 against Fenerbahce, it wasn't as crazy and the people didn't run in, but I think they knew that if they do that, they will potentially lose their one home game with fans, and that happened this season. Actually, the first game of the season they played with no fans against Gytis, I believe. Last year, the Greeks finished second in the regular season, and yeah, some say that the Russian clubs being kicked out helped them get there. But it will be interesting to see if they will be able to repeat their success this year. Yeah, I mean, not just repeat their success this year, but actually improve on it, because they finished second with also a little boost from after the Russian teams got kicked out. This season, they were first, and there was no help from anyone to get there. Will we see Panathinaikos being competitive again? Unfortunately, the answer is no. They were not competitive this year again. It's a shame. I mean, it seems like they're trying to do something different every year, and every year it kind of ends up being the same. The extravagant owner Dimitris Giannakopoulos vowed to come back and help the club regain its glory. And those words seem to already be in action, as Pau brought in exciting names such as Derek Williams, Marius Grigonis, Mateusz Ponitka, the Kalaitzakis brothers, and coach Dejan Radonjic. Yeah, kind of forgot about Radonjic by now because of him being fired, but also thinking about those big names, you know, that's all they were this season. It was big names. Some of them got injured quite a lot. Some of them underperformed. So yeah, big names does not equal success. And this year was just another proof of that. Will Real Madrid regret releasing Pablo Lasso? This one caught me off guard. I did not watch this video before, so I completely forgot about Real Madrid's question. But yeah, I guess they did not. I guess after this year's final, they do not regret releasing Pablo Lasso, because it actually got them success, got them the EuroLeague title, which didn't happen a few years before. So yeah, I mean, Chus Mateo, who would have thought, after Pablo Lasso got some health problems, Chus Mateo stepped in and actually got the team the title. You could argue it's the players who got the title for the team, but also I think Chus Mateo did some crazy decisions with his 2-3 zone and all those kind of things in the playoffs, both against Partizan and then in the Final Four. I mean, kudos. Lasso's replacement, Chus Mateo, hasn't proved himself as a head coach yet. Yeah, you see, I was also doubtful, but I mean, who wasn't really before the season? And even during the season, the first few months of the season. Could this be the last season for Coach Charas in Barcelona? Woo! Wow. I forgot about this one too. That's crazy, actually, predicting is this the last season for Charas. Losing the semi-final kind of is making me think that the Barcelona might lean towards, releasing Charas and starting a new direction with a new coach. The Catalans signed the Czech power duo Tomáš Satoranský and Jan Veselý, adding Crvena Zvezda's leader Nikola Kalinic too. Even though their superstar Nikola Mirotic suffered an Achilles injury, he should be able to come back for the second part of the season. If Barcelona won't be able to win the EuroLeague again, can we expect Barcelona to say farewell to Charas himself? Yeah, I mean, exactly what I was saying. And also, regarding the players that they signed, I think all of them were great additions. And it just so happened that during the Final Four, it didn't go their way. Final Four is just 2 games. Well, really 1 game if you make it to the final first. So they didn't make it to the final 2 years in a row. I mean, it is likely Šarūnas is really going. Can Maccabi's bizarre rebuild work? I guess it did. I mean, it depends what you call success. They went to Game 5 against Monaco, so they were 1 game away from the Final Four. I'm just finding it difficult to imagine Lorenzo Brown, Wade Baldwin, Darren Hilliard, and Austin Hollins sharing 1 ball. Well, I guess it turned out that some of these star players, or let's call them EuroLeague starters before, turned out to be good role players for the team. Will Monaco have the best backcourt in the league? I mean, you could argue that they did, but let's keep watching.
Really pretty basketball to watch. It just wouldn't fall for Dorsey. James the runner. Got it! Mike James with a little kiss off the glass!
It's a shame we didn't see KD this year around. We saw him just now in Monaco's games in the French league. Unfortunately, he hadn't finished his season during Monaco's playoffs, let's say. To come to Monaco, I wouldn't think he would come to Kaunas for obvious reasons. I do believe it's a huge success for the team this season that just happened, but hopefully next year they'll just keep on building on that team because it's going really well so far. Mike James and the 3 new additions at the backcourt might be hard to handle not just for the opponents, but the coach too. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it wasn't exactly about other players, but if we're talking about Mike James and Sasha Obradović, I think for him this season was a bit tougher because last season he came in as the savior of the, team climate and all that. This season, we saw some internal problems with the team, and there were some problems with Mike James. I mean, he had some I don't know, problems with his teammates, perhaps, or stuff like that. But in general, I think the coach handled superstars pretty well. I mean, looking at their result, it was great. So, can the genius of Trinchieri help Isaac Bonga become a EuroLeague star? Oh, that is terrible take. While many other EuroLeague teams saw massive overhauls to their rosters, Bayern stuck to their strengths and kept their solid core together. Perhaps the biggest intrigue for Munich will be whether Andrea Trinchieri, who is known for getting the best out of his players, can help Isaac Bonga become a star after his NBA stint. I mean, there was some logic behind my question, but I think it's just, a bit too early to be asking whether Isaac Bonga can become a superstar in his first season. He's still young, and, just because you played in the NBA, as we've seen many times before, doesn't mean that you will shine in the EuroLeague, so. The greatest of all time FIBA coach succeed in the EuroLeague? The answer is no. We'll see if veterans Marco Bellinelli and Miloš Teodosic still have what it takes in the EuroLeague, and whether Semi Ojeleye could adapt to the European game.
That's interesting, yeah. Ojeleye, I think he adapted pretty well. I mean, yeah, the team wasn't put together the right way, I think, for success.
Also, Bologna shall hope for Tornike Shingelia's quick recovery and solid contributions from their other key players like Nico Mannion, Ife Lundberg, Daniel Hackett and Jordan Mickey.
Yeah, the last 4 players I just mentioned in this video, I mean, they all underperformed in my opinion.
Is this the year for Ettore Messina?
Oh, this was very not the year of Ettore Messina, unfortunately.
They lacked something to go all the way. And it seems that something has arrived in the shape of Kevin Pangos, Brandon Davies, Johannes Voigtman, and other solid replacements for the departed Sergio Rodriguez, Malcolm Delaney, and Troy Daniels.
Oh, I couldn't be more wrong with that take, because I guess they just didn't fit with the Torres system, or something was wrong psychologically after losing a couple of games in the beginning of the season. The team was really bad for the first half of it. Not even the first half, for the 2/3 of the season, the team was really bad.
Is Željko still the best in Europe?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, actually, because the coach of the year was Georgos Bartzokas. We know that. There were people vouching for Kazis Maksvitis of Žalgiris, who made the playoffs, who really shouldn't have made the playoffs in the 7th seed. But also Željko Obradović was in that conversation too. I mean, he got that Partizan with a few high-paid players and a bunch of really hard-working players to the 6th seed, and also were almost in the Final Four. And you know what happened? I don't want to repeat that a million times, you know, with the whole the fight and the Real Madrid advancing and getting out of a 0-2 deficit.
Partizan is hoping to at least secure the playoffs this year.
Okay, I mean, if that was their goal, I don't know. I mean, I probably made up the goal in my mind when making this video, but they did make the playoffs, which I think guarantees them the next season in the EuroLeague.
Now the question is whether the great Željko Obradović can take this group to and beyond their potential as he has in the past.
Yeah, I think he did. Like I said just before, it was just circumstances that didn't go their way, that didn't let them go even further than anyone would have thought.
Can Crvena Zvezda Partizan rivalry get even crazier?
Oh my, can it really? I mean, it did get wild during the first derby, I think, and actually the second derby too. It was great.
The Serbian Derby has been known as one of the most insane ones in basketball, but the EuroLeague stage might bring it to another level. I was in Serbia last year to witness it with my own eyes, and let me tell you, this was not your typical basketball game.
No, that experience is something else, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was there just like kind of scared of what's gonna happen because the tensions were so high, but at the same time, you're just in this moment of life where you think you will never be in that kind of moment again.
If there is something you shall not miss in the upcoming season, it is those 2 games Zvezda will have against Partizan.
That was true. I mean, if you missed those, you could actually just go and rewatch at least the highlights in our channel right now, because it was crazy. Also, another thing I was just gonna say, this season, when they had those 2 games, nothing really bad happened in terms of throwing things, stopping the games, you know, interrupting the flow of the game. Nothing like that happened. The fans probably understood the fines for the team, that they were going to be much bigger than in the ABA League. And I really appreciate it because I like when the games are, you know, as intense, but nobody steps over the line, and that was great. And I just hope that those 2 teams just play in the EuroLeague for the rest of my life, because I don't think there's anything better in the European basketball than Partizan versus Crvena Zvezda in the EuroLeague.
I'm sure we'll see many more unexpected moments, games and scores. So besides the questions raised here, there will be plenty more reasons to follow the EuroLeague as the season unravels.
Exactly that. I mean, we just did a video reviewing the whole season, and I think a lot of unexpected things, including, that fight, including a lot of unexpected results, a lot of unexpected, conflicts, dramas between players and coaches and all that. A lot of you guys will say that, my team didn't win or my team was dealt by EuroLeague Mafia and all that stuff. I know all of it. You can leave that all in the comments again. But really, the season was great. Regarding the questions I asked, we see that a lot of them were actually, reasonable. And some of them were a complete miss, but in general, I kind of liked doing this. I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys enjoy more of this kind of casual content from me specifically. Or we could also do that with our bonus crew, that we review our old, let's say, material that we were predicting things. And also maybe have any suggestions what to react to next. Let me know all of that in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.